Alright, let's continue. And we're back in the Chapel of Odeon for a specific reason. First of all, let's check if Our Lady of the Night is fine. Oh, she's not even able to talk to us. Poor girl. Alright,
Shame.
there are a couple of things that we can do, so let's first begin by, if I recall correctly, approaching the cathedral where we fought. Um, where we fought the Caramelia. Hello. Because, if I recall correctly, after defeating Rome, there's a new event that is happening there. While I'm getting there, I pretty much can say in the meantime that I found out that, of all timing, they have managed to crack definitely the code out of this, and while PS4 emulation is still in a very rough state, when it comes to this game specifically, they are managing to make it run decently enough at 60 frames per second, so it actually is impressive how far we come. It requires a bit of tinkering similar to how Demon's Souls has to be run on a PS3 emulator, but I was wondering if they were ever going to pull it off.
So mods will make this happen before anything official does.
Probably. Anyway, we're outside the cathedral and, oh, there's Aileen the Crow, very much battered. Let's speak to her.
Oh. Is that you again? I'm afraid I've made a bit of a blunder. I'm just going to have a short rest. Though, don't worry. I've taken blood. Enough to save an old woman. No more
Ma'am,
dreams for
I
me.
think you need more than just a few pints of blood.
What about a hospital?
What a fool I
Or
am.
do hospitals not exist in this world?
No, you just literally inject blood cocktails into your veins like a crack addict. Well, heroin more like, but yeah.
This is a high score to settle.
And we get the wait gesture.
My prey lies in wait this way.
The ship was actually injured like that by someone or something that is currently inside the cathedral. If I recall correctly, you cannot even warp yourself there. So
My prey lies.
let's actually finish her job and actually defeat the opponent, shall we? It's just a humanoid opponent, so nothing super. It's kind of like a simple PvP match equivalent against one of the members of the Kanehurst elite. If you recall, if you forgot, these people are basically these settings equivalent to vampires, and this is one of their enforcers, and it's quite strong. I was even wondering if I was strong enough to actually going to fight him right now. And one of his special moves is to imbue his sword with blood, appropriately, and while it does give him some damage, he also becomes very powerful, and Bastard has also healing potions on his own. Okay, I can tell that he's much more docile than usual. All the other times I had to fight him was much more aggressive. I don't know what happened. There you go. Done. And if I recall correctly, we can actually get his drip. We get the Blood Rapture rune. And that's it, I forgot. Okay, so that's not how you get the Kanehurst set. We will eventually get it, don't worry.
I don't fancy his drip, thank you very much.
Alright, let's talk to Eileen and tell her the good news.
Don't you ever listen to your elders?
What can I say? I'm a maverick. Or you know, a filthy outsider according to the people in this fucking cesspool.
I don't seem to be apt for this life anymore. My glory days were long ago now. I know. Here. For you.
And she gives me the Crow Hunter badge, which unlocks more items in the shop, and the Hunter Rule Covenant rune, which, if I equip it, basically allows me to do the equivalent of a Blue Sentinels, if I recall correctly, in the Dark Souls games. As in, if someone gets invaded, I can potentially intercept that and help the person who gets invaded by countering the invader.
This too is Hunter's work, but it bears no honor. A burden you may choose to carry. The decision.
The choice is yours and yours alone.
My eyes grow heavy. Let me rest a while.
Oh.
I'll be fine. Just wait.
Yeah, get the idea she might not make it, but that's basically the end of her quest line. So, let's go to do something less depressing, shall we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
We're still here in the area of the Odeon Chapel, mostly because I ponder my options. Again, we have a couple of optional dungeons before continuing with the Elixir of Mensis. But I was like, you know what, let's start now the DLC, because I know for a fact that we might get, you know, blocked by a couple of its boss fights. So, you know, I'd rather have, you know, a plan B in case that happens instead of, you know, having to rely on just being stuck there. Now, you need that specific item that I got in the Hunter's Ring, which I will not show because, let's just say that it involves eyes, so, you know, this is one of those items that I will not show it for your sake, Shiro. Like, all you need to do is to just possess it, you know, and I think you need to stand around these parts and let this Amygdala grab you, which frenzies you into wherever it takes.
Their children too.
Oh.
And their children forever true.
Curse your mom then.
What did I do?
Sorry, Wiz. According to this game, just being an outsider is enough to, you know, yell at you curses or some shit like that.
I was literally just walking.
Yeah, well, around here you're an outsider. So, well, by that logic.
There is a bigger reason why there's that whole curse at the beginning, but obviously that's the big mystery. And we are transported back into the Odeon Chapel, but it's labeled as the Hunter's Nightmare, with the lantern that you can lit up. No beggar. The way you normally would come in is blocked, so it makes you wonder what the hell is going on. And some of the doors are even blocked from either side or their non-existence. This is because the initial area, and just the initial area, is the excuse of the team to recycle a couple of assets and remix them, but the tool will change very quickly. Again, this is one of those cases where I'm more lenient towards them just literally reusing a map or, you know, statues and similar, mostly because there is a higher purpose here rather than just being, you know, an asset flip. You can also notice that it's a bit more bright, and there's a strange sun in the background. We'll head to see what's that about. Oh, hello, fellow hunter. Ow. Ow.
No need to yell.
He's very nice, is he?
Very nice.
Don't you just hate that when
Ow.
you come across these kind of people and they're just really not nice to you?
Again, this entire city is full of them. Why do you even... It's like, what's even your purpose in life if literally everything outside of your shithole, you know, triggers you to such a degree?
Like the people hate you, the environment hates you.
Even the animals hate you.
What is the point at that point, you know?
Alright, let's actually sprint up. Ow. Ow. Let's get some old hunter cap. Thank you.
Well, I recently got my hands on the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection.
From Digital Eclipse. The people who made also Mortal Kombat 4 for the Game Boy Color. Aren't you so glad, Wibbs? If I recall correctly, that's
Well,
not
obviously
even...
they made something decent after that.
If I recall correctly, that's not even included in the package. That would have been the ultimate hilarity.
I guess even they're ashamed they're not even including their own game in the compilation.
Like, to give, again, to put it mildly, Wibbs, you know, it's something that's even worse than Mortal Kombat Advance. Let that sink in.
Jesus. And they included that game.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, I think it's a solid collection. I've watched a few of the documentary episodes and seen a couple of the behind-the-scenes clips.
I guess okay, outside of Ed Boon, obviously, the interview also... Who did the interview, just to know?
John Tobias as well, among many others. Hell, Tobias and Ed Boon were even in the same room a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm. Did we interview some
I
of
mean,
the...
it's been known that they were still good friends even after
Everything
Tobias
that
left
happens, yes.
Midway.
Did they also interview... I was supposed to go here. Right. Did we also interview some of the actors who did the... not motion capture, you know, but the reference for creating the characters in the old games?
Yeah, mostly the Sonya's.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I forgot, there was the one guy that they were super relying on until the PS2 games, but I forgot who he's called. Also, in case you haven't played that yet, in case you're wondering if you haven't seen the marketing, yes, the version of Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero is the PlayStation version, so it does include all the FMVs, including the bloopers. Amazing. That game... Honestly, my favorite one is where Quan Chi, as actor, says his line completely fine. But then he starts choking up immediately after, and, you know, he says, yeah, you, me, everyone in this fucking room. Honestly, the script, that's the thing, Shiro, the script of the game in itself is also, you know, super narmy. I think I mentioned this in, you know, a part that we did recently by the time recording this, but there's this one sequence where, for plot reasons, Sub-Zero goes to Neverland, which is, again, the equivalent of Hell for the Mortal Kombat universe. And there, if he previously killed if he previously killed Scorpion in during the beginning of the game, it's a like multiple choice type of game. Scorpion will show up there, and he literally says to him, you're in the realm of the dead, but yet you are still alive, which will mean you're vulnerable to death.
Okay.
It's literally a case of there was a better way to say it. And it's supposed to be still be played completely straight.
Kind of funny considering we're fighting in a graveyard right now.
Yeah. If you noticed, yeah, there are a bunch of hunters which are hostile to us, but there are also a bunch of beasts, and these hunters seems to be stuck into fighting them. This is also a good showcasing of a couple of the new cool toys that were introduced in the DLC, as in new weapons that you can get, like this jet-powered hammer, which, you know, looks straight up out of a steampunk anime. Ow. Huh. Thankfully, my all-reliable big thruster is enough for these people. There you go. And thankfully all of them give me blood vials in huge quantity, so... Again, that's the cool thing about this game. It balances out... okay, block passage. It balances out the fact that you have to consume a lot of your healing items by showering you if you defeat, you know, enemies that are low level, which compensates also the fact that they don't reset when you actually have to, you know, switch between your checkpoints, so like you did with the bonfires and the Restus Flask in the Dark Souls games. Again, it's just its own kind of thing. Oh great, attack Dobermans, my favorite. It's like Resident Evil all over again. Ow. Also, this guy is a very precise gun. Although it doesn't fire in spurts, so if you shoot stuff, it's still gonna hurt, not in the way DK.
You'll probably die.
Yeah, like that. This guy too has a cool new weapon, but he did not have the time to use it. And get this, more blood vials. If I recall correctly, there's another hunter down there, so I'm not gonna do it now. Alright, if I recall correctly, here I can unlock a shortcut. Is it around here, or... Oh. This guy literally leaves puffs of smokes when he dodges. Who the fuck do you think you are? The famous British ninjas. Actually, no, never mind. You remember, according to the TMNT, the way TMNT was actually handled in the UK, you cannot say the word ninja. I forgot. You have to call it hero. It's so specific.
I think my Blu-ray includes as a bonus feature some of the alterations you had to do in the British version, original British release.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the different cuts and everything.
Which is ironic because quite a few of the crew of the old trilogy were British, including in the first case of the first film, the director.
Well, I think I did told you when we commented on Xenogears, but if you forgot, Libs, the VA that they chose for Leonardo, I don't remember if it was also the actor in the suite, but at least the guy who provided the voice, was the same one that voice acted for Faye in Xenogears, so that's hilarious. And the fact that he interacted with Ken Clark at the end. There you go. Just like in not the base game, I can unlock this shortcut. Yeah, some of these beasts cower before us because they're being subjected to these hunters killing them. So, again, it's an interesting way of storytelling with a simple, relatively simple scripted event without having to be very complex, you know, or trying to be quote-unquote super immersive. Which I dig. Oh shit, flaming boulder! There you go. There you go. Let's see what I get here. An old hunter garb. Yeah, let's use this time to check around a bit the item description, because it's been a while since we didn't. So let's check specifically the old hunter garb. Tomb, surgical. There you go. Okay, let's start with the cap. Old hunter cap with a wide brim that hides their sharp gaze. In the old days, when hunters were 10 a penny, this was part of their standard garb. As for the actual garb, one day the hunters disappeared and Yarnamites began to whisper of the hunters' seen. Drunk with blood, chasing after beasts, they would pass on to the nightmare, every last one of them. As for the boot, the trousers. Old hunter trousers that protected countless hunters from the beast in an older age. A widespread belief of the period was that beast blood crept up the right leg, and this led to double-wrapped belt. How very specific of them. Alright, if I recall correctly, I'm supposed to actually shimmy on one of the sides, but let me check instead here for a second. Cocktail. Yeah, I'm supposed to actually go on the right, but yeah, because that fucking guy actually starts showing up.
Rude.
Sorry, my man. Let me check. So, this is the equivalent of a place where we fought the Caramilia, but instead there is, an equivalent to the cleric beast we fought at the beginning of the game. Just in the classic La Pietà pose, not sure why. So let's check what's in the hand of a beast. The eye pendant. Don't worry, if I recall correctly, it's not an actual eye. Let me just check very quickly. It should be in the... Yeah, oh, okay. An eye pendant which unlocks the surgery altar. There are two cathedrals in the Hunter's Dream. One lies past the River of Blood and another contains the private research hall of the Healing Church. Only chosen members of the Healing Church or their lamentable patients can enter the research hall using this item. Grant eyes to the surgery altar's call. This is an item basically that will be useful later. Again, to quote Mickey Mouse, it's a surprise tool that will help us later. We also will have to get here, because as you can imagine, that beast will not really stay, where it is, but we need to trigger specific conditions for that to happen. So instead, let's go down into these caves, which leads us to new territory, kinda, sorta. Oh, fuck me. More people with Gatling guns, of course.
And we can't even have one.
Did we just enter into a Half-Life level with these fucking sentry guns? It's like, why? Ow. There you go. Thankfully you can destroy them, so it's all about timing your presence here. There you go. Oh, there's another one. Thankfully, since these are not hunters but just regular enemies, they come down much more easily. Alright, see if there are more up ahead. Okay, no, there you go. Uh-oh. Literal remote detonation mines. What are these people? Oh great, it's another hunter with the jackhammer. Yeah, you can actually get that weapon, I don't remember specifically how, and its special move is that, again, since it's like a rocket propelled, it can launch itself and create an explosion when it hits the ground. Again, they might not have the super flashiest designs, not all of them at the very least, some of them do, like the Moonlight Greatsword. But at least Rosauter knows how to make weapons that, you know, might be cool in how they function.
Yeah.
Again, I still like level...
So this guy can move, oh my god.
Yeah, I still like more level 5's design of how weapons look. Like, again, the Desert Seeker sword from Rogue Galaxy is actually my favorite video game weapon of all time. Even if it has a design that is... I would be relatively simple. It's basically a long cutlass, which functions more like a saber, kind of, sorta. But since it has like a flaming motif in the middle, while looking like the rest is looking like pristine silver steel, it combines all of that into a very sleek design that I do appreciate.
If you want to make something cool, just set it on fire.
Basically, but that one, rather than just being set, it's more of a case that
it's not very cool then, is it?
It has a coal.
Yeah, it's kind of like
also,
that.
Ha.
It basically gets to the point where, because of how upgrading your weapon works, you can even evolve some of the weapons, which turns into basically palette swaps of themselves, yeah, at higher levels, and predictably all the higher tiers of the Desert Seeker, while very powerful and in their own right, they just don't have the same coolness factor to them, even if they still have the same idea behind it. They just have a different combination of colors that might not capture the same, at least to me, obviously. Alright, let me turn off the lantern because I'm inside. Oops. Hello. There you go. Oh goody, there's another guy with the... Oh no. Yeah. That guy was actually rigged to detonate alongside a bunch of explosive barrels. No thank you. Also, it's been a while since I found a lantern checkpoint. This DLC is particularly infamous for testing you into, you know, how much can you resist without actually a checkpoint. Even compared to previous Dark Souls games. We will still get them, but you know, it's pushing a bit more the envelope, so to speak.
Well, yeah, we've seen that the devs, like, you know, they like to do the whole game design thing, but they also like to bully you.
Yes.
A little bit, as a treat.
It also applies to the old school mentality of DLC/expansions that assumes that you played the base game, so you're versed enough, so they are more difficult by default. Yes, it is true that this is, you know, this is rigged, not rigged, but, you know, this is balanced for players who are relatively in the endgame territory. But even so, it applies the same logic that, for example, the Plutonian experiment had for Doom 2. So, alright, let's see what this guy drops. The Firing Hammer badge. Again, remember, badges tend to unlock new item in the shop, which probably would mean the fancy set of claws that this hunter was carrying. I think this was a particular dead end, so let me use this time to actually check, since we haven't checked on the badges for a while. For example, the one that Aideen gave us, the Crow Hunter badge. Badge of a Hunter of Hunters, who hunts those who have become addicted with blood. The badge of a Hunter of Hunters is quietly passed down from generation to generation, usually to an outsider from the interlands, sorry. To be entrusted with this cursed badge, one must be strong, resilient to the seduction of blood, and gracious when taking a comrade's life. The Spark Hunting badge, which we did collected after defeating Parl, badge crafted in secret by Archibald, the infamous eccentric obedient church for his friends. Archibald was fascinated by the blue sparks that emanate from the hides of the dark beasts, and dedicated his life to its artificial reproduction in a style of inquiry that, incidentally, closely followed the methodology of Bergenworth. And as for the one where we just got, the Firing Hammer badge crafted by the Auto Workshop, precursor to the workshop of the heretical powder kegs. The powder kegs were driven by singular ideas and crafted strange weapons of great intricacy. It is clear that the philosophy of the powder kegs was already established at this time. So, combine that with the adding description of the old hunter set, it seems to be pretty clear that while we're still in one of the dream scenarios, what this DLC is trying to tell us right now is that we're in the past, or at least an idealized version of the past of Yarnam. What does this actually entail? We'll have to find out. Oh, goody. These enemies. So one has already spotted me. These are basically mutated humans which are become the equivalent of giant mosquitoes which, by gorging themselves on blood, become, you know, that.
The lovely pool of blood right here.
Just casually taking a deep... Alright, see if these two can be passed by. Yes. Although if I recall correctly, there is someone on the... yeah, on the bridge. Oh, hello. Ow. There you go. Done one. I also took the time to upgrade my weapon, so, you know, it also is why I managed to deal a decent amount more damage. Oh. If I recall correctly, though, from here I can unlock another shortcut, so let me see. First let me defeat this guy, then let me run off. Round here. Yes, there you go. There's one NPC here. Let me see where I'm actually being followed. No, okay. So let's talk to this person, shall we?
You're a hunter with your sanity, aren't you? Must have taken a wrong turn then, eh? Well,
yeah, I guess you could say that.
More alike than you think. This is the hunter's nightmare, where hunters end up when drunk with blood. You've seen them before. Aimless, wandering hunters slavering like beasts. This is what the poor fools have to look forward to. So, don't be brash. Turn back before it's too late.
Unless
you've something of
thank you for caring about me, but yeah, I'm actually interested in these nightmares.
Oh,
so.
yes, I see. You sense a secret within the nightmare and cannot bear to leave it be.
This guy is, I forgot his name, but we will learn it soon enough. He's a bit of a meta kind of guy, as in, oh, it basically tells you, oh, you're doing this because you're just curious to see what awaits you, you know, deeper down below.
Yes, I would like to hang out with my sleep paralysis demon.
I'm sure it'd be a blast.
You know, it's a simple type of fear. You either become, you know, properly enslaved by it, or you internalize it. It's a
what if you become best mates with it?
It's a sink and swim situation, so to speak.
But the secret third option.
Of course.
Those are always the most fun.
And there you go. That's the door that unlocks the shortcut. Okay. Moving on. Alright, I'm supposed to instead go... Ah, am Am I supposed to go up here? I forgot. Let me check. Get the constable gloves. Okay, I guess some copper lost them here. Weird. It's like Lives. Have you seen the Top Gear episode where I forgot? I think it was Hammond who was inside the tank.
I don't remember. It's been a while. I mean, I know they used heavy machinery at one point to try and demolish a house,
Because
but
of course.
for what they picked, couldn't really get the job done.
Go. I remember because back when under the original Undertale came out, someone basically made a parody of that specific episode, which is supposed to parallel the fight against Undyne. So. Alright, if I go correctly, I'm supposed to move. Dead end. Bad doggy, bad. Oh fuck, it's another one of these guys. Ow, ow, stupid bird. There we go. Okay, now on to the ravens. Okay. Moving on. Let's get up the stair.
Hand lantern, yeah, as opposed to foot lantern.
Okay, yes. Yeah, if I recall correctly. I'm on my way to the boss from here. I was actually quite... we managed to get there, you'll be able to see, it was actually quite one of the highlights of the traders. So people were a lot of people were very interested to see how that would have played out. And if I recall correctly, I'm supposed to... yeah. Alright, I forgot there's one of the witches of Amygdala here, too. Sorry, Graham, I don't have time for you.
But why?
Trust me, Dweebs, there's something way cooler ahead. I just need to proceed a bit forward. If I recall correctly, there is yet either another bonfire equivalent, no, okay, or another shortcut that I can use. Let me just backtrack a bit, because this is not a super easy boss again, being in tradition with the DLC. There we go. I'm supposed to go here. There it is. Oop. Let me check quickly down there. I forgot, but it's actually down here. Ah, right, I think I'm on the... Get back here.
Come back,
Bloodstone junk.
please.
Yeah, you're so lonely. Alright, if I recall correctly, supposed to use one of the... Oh, fuck! I got ambushed like an idiot. Well, no matter. You know, even if I die, the lantern is still there. Oh. Yeah, this one is dangerous because it has red eyes. Again, another staple of these recent From Software games. Again, even Sekiro has this kind of feature.
I don't remember this much screaming and that going on when you were fighting in the Dark Souls games.
No, again, one of the new interesting things. Oh, what is this? It's like a human. What's the name? Hermit crab. Weird. No, it's okay. One of the new things that they did add for specifically for this game, in order to make it a bit more lively, was instead of actually making your opponents, specifically human opponents, all of them just mindless zombie that they don't talk to you, as in the common enemies. That's what I mean. They had even this lowly one. Still do even basic banter for the sake of you know, giving more spice and a bit more lively look to the world we're in, which is a thought process I do dig. Ow.
Did he call me?
I don't know. I couldn't catch that. Okay, drop down. And get the Beast Hunter Sahif. Well, I actually need to fight him, so you know, because I need to actually get down properly. There you go. I get more blood vials. Alright, let's get back to position.
Gross.
Yeah, unfortunately, these areas has a couple of these giant enemies. One of them has, and one of them has a cannon, a portable cannon at that. So I need to strategize my presence here. Butcher set, and I can also summon someone. The younger Mother's twin. Let's try first an attempt solo at the very least, especially because with these giant enemies around. Excuse me, coming through. Ow. Blood Rapture, a career rune that transcribes inhuman sounds. Blood Rapture is the raw euphoria of a warmth of blood, restores HP with visceral attacks, one of the Dark Hunter techniques. This rune resonates with the servant of the Queen, carrier of the Child of Blood, who yearn for their Queen's blood with little hope of requirement. For them, they find solace in Blood Rapture that serves as a surrogate for their desires. We'll do more runes another time. Yeah, there you go. Alright, now we're properly ready. Might as well give it a try to the boss. Go. Let me summon Master Valtre, the constable. Yeah, the Master of the League. You can actually summon these people specifically for this DLC because they kinda coincided with the update that you did get, so that makes sense. Alright, here's the boss introduction.
Please. Help us. Inside this. The great terror looms.
Again, this specific boss was in the promotional material, but not entirely, so to speak. Oh, Jesus. It's one hunter who mutated particularly bad. And clearly turned into, well, because again Hidetaka Miyazaki loves to reference Berserk, what else? The horse. If you read the manga, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't look it up, please. Remain innocent. So yeah, this is Ludwyg, the hunter who turned properly into this proper monstrosity. But this first phase to me has always been particularly more difficult because his movements are properly, typing from the fact that he's a beast too, there you go, are a bit too erratic. In fact, I'm already dead. Alright, as I was saying, let's go summon the young mother's twin instead. Which, if I recall correctly, should be... Well, okay, the Master of the League is there, but... Go. Alright, let's summon the Master of the League first. Yeah. Alright. Let me see if...
For a second, I thought that monster had he's got a shotgun.
Yes, not even a shotgun, a giant cannon. Ow. Yeah, no, I cannot rely on defeating these monsters. Ah, get me out of here. There you go, one down. Silver bullets. Let's see if we, yeah, there you go, there's the Mother Astuina. There you go. Now I have both of them. Cool. Alright, let's go. Ow.
Ow.
Yeah, dynamic entrance.
Well, I've not got much to talk about. I don't know if you've been hearing about the casting of the sequel to The Batman.
I heard that a particular character, I don't know much of a spoiler this, so I will not say it, has been revealed by virtue of the casting of the photos. It seems to be fine, we'll see what happens.
In a couple of cases, it's also becoming more of a MCU actor refuge.
It's not too surprising. Remember, doing Phase 3, a lot of actors who were working on the DCU, he did went to work for Marvel instead.
Like Lawrence Fishburne. Well, in this case, I'm talking about Scarlett Johansson and Harvey Dent being played by Sebastian Stan.
There you go. After we defeat after we get the first half of the L-Bar, we transition to the second phase, possibly the best cutscene in a From Software game up until this point. Please enjoy.
You were at my side all along. My true mentor. My guiding moonlight.
So yeah, the signature weapon of the entire company, the Moonlight Greysword, casually drops by the Ludwyg, and it's enough for him to briefly regains his sanity and completely changes his moveset to more the one of an actual knight, accompanied by possibly one of the best pieces of music of the entire game.
It is a very cool sword, to be fair.
Yeah, it's basically this energy beam sword. And again, this music is amazing. I really recommend to just look it up on YouTube if you can. Ludwyg the Holy Blade.
The filming gets starting at the beginning of this May, and it's being filmed in the it's being filmed at their Warner Brothers own studios in Leavesden, and the most Gotham-like of cities they can use: Liverpool and Glasgow.
I mean,
just like they did in the last movie.
Again, to be fair, Dweebs, they did specifically try to make Gotham look like Chicago in the Nolan movies, so it really is just an aesthetic value that they decide to have, depending on interpretation.
Well, who knows? I mean, it's supposed to be released next October. By that point, the Netflix deal would have gone through.
We shall see. Did Zack Snyder ever mentioned which city he tried to base his Gotham for BBS for? New York, I guess?
I'll have to check the internet real quick.
Go on. We have still a bit of time. God, I love this music so much.
So where did they film
This is pure cinema.
BBS?
And the best part about it is that the moveset becomes more, intuitive, and the fight becomes even better. So there you go, we're done.
They shot an American football game at East Los Angeles College, but most of it was being filmed in Detroit, with the occasional filming in Chicago, among other places.
Okay then. Alright, before signing off, we have still here the head of the boss we just destroyed, Ludwyg. And if you recall, as I said, here again is sanity by looking at his signature weapon, the Moonlight Blade. So let's talk to him and see what he has to say.
Tell me, good hunter of the church, have you seen the light? Are my church hunters the honorable Spartans? I hoped they would be. Ah, good. That is a relief. To know I did not suffer such denigration for nothing. Thank you kindly. Now I may sleep in peace. Even in this darkest of nights, I see the moonlight.
Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark. And passing away, he gives us the holy Moonlight Sword that he was equipping. Unfortunately, I don't think we can equip that, because since it's kind of a magic type of weapon, it requires a fuck ton of arcane stat to equip. Let me check, just to be sure.
So Ludwyg the Holy Blade, is it?
Mm-hmm. Actually, no, I do technically have the stats to equip. I forgot that you need just 14 of arcane.
Dennis McCallier.
Okay, what else he did?
Mainly a lot of British stuff, like Silent Witness. There's another really long running crime drama around here that's still going, last I checked. Some Doctor Who audio dramas.
Oh, the Big Finish stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, before signing off...
Old City, among other things.
Before signing off, let's check the item description of the Holy Moonlight Sword. An arcane sword discovered long ago by Ludwyg. When blue moonlight dances around the sword and it channels the abyssal cosmos, its great blade will hurl a shadowy light wave. The Holy Moonlight Sword is synonymous with Ludwyg, the Holy Blade, but few have ever set eyes on the Great Blade, and whatever guidance it has to offer, it seems to be a very private, elusive sword. Again, how many franchises can you have where one of his signature weapon is enough to make a person that has gone insane regain temporarily, their wits about it? It should be such a moment of the company basically, masturbating to itself, but it oddly works out. Anyway, on that note, see you for the next part as we continue to dwell deep into the DLC. So see you for then.
See ya.
See ya.